The NBA's in-season tournament started with group play, and now group play is officially over. There are 8 teams left that go on to the knockout rounds. And it took them a whole month to do this. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about the in-season tournament, and I'm going to break down and predict what's going to happen in the knockout rounds and who will be winning this whole thing for the first time ever. Let's get into it. I, for one, really enjoy the in-season tournament. It definitely brings out even more competition than what would be your typical Tuesday night. But there are a few rules about the in-season tournament that need to be changed or tweaked, like in group play. Group play brought us great games, like the Warriors and Kings, but it also brought us bullshit games, like the Celtics and the Bulls. What I mean by bullshit is the point differential. Celtics knew that they were going to have to beat the hell out of Chicago, which meant they weren't going to call the dogs off no matter what. But Chicago did. The starters were not out there in the fourth quarter. Not only that, but Chicago just had no effort at all. They just handed Boston a huge win to go to the knockout rounds. Really, Boston owes Chicago. And if you're the Magic, you got to be feeling a little bit salty about this. Not only did you beat Boston, but Chicago just lets Boston get in front of you, due to the point differential being the tiebreaker if 3 teams in a group are 3-1 and they all beat each other. It's not like Boston feels good about this. Celtics players after the game did say that this was weird and it's not really how basketball is supposed to be played. So yeah, point differential needs to be one of the last tiebreakers. I'm talking right before they just flip a coin, which is the last tiebreaker, by the way. That way we don't ever get shit like that again. Alright, now that we got all of that shit out of the way, let's go ahead and predict the knockout rounds. The quarterfinals of the knockout rounds start on December 4th through December 5th. And as you can see here, the Lakers got the 1 seed in the West and the Bucks got the 1 seed in the East. Bucks are playing the Knicks and Lakers are playing the Suns. The Lakers beat the Suns once already. They were in the same group, and the Bucks beat the Knicks already because they were in the same group. The Lakers have been by far the most dominant team, which kind of makes sense. In their group, Phoenix was the only team with any real hope of giving them a challenge. And even though Phoenix did have Beal at the time, they were without Devin Booker. And I think with the way that Book is playing right now, he makes a world of difference. If I know one thing about LeBron, the basketball player, he wants to be the first to do everything, including the first one to ever win an in-season tournament. And as of this video, there have been no point spreads on any of these first round games. So I'm just picking straight up, and I'm going to pick Phoenix to upset them, even though I don't really look at this as an upset. Now back to that Bucks and Knicks matchup. When the 2 teams played in group play, Jalen Brunson went for 45 points, and they still lost by 5. The Bucks have won 3 in a row, and they are 8-2 in their last 10. The Knicks are 7-3 in their last 10. But the Bucks have only lost once at home so far. They're 8-1. And for these quarterfinal rounds, the better seed will get to play at home. I do like the Bucks to beat the Knicks again. I think they're really starting to find their rhythm, and I think they kind of want to send a message. Staying in the East is the first game played of the quarterfinals. This will be on Monday. We got the Celtics at the Pacers. This is very interesting because it's in Indy, and there's a chance that the Celtics won't have Porzingis, which is a worry that I'm sure the Celtics had when getting Porzingis in the offseason. He is dealing with calf issues and will be reevaluated right before the game on Sunday. Still, though, I think it's inevitable that the Celtics and the Bucks play in this in-season tournament, and I'm going with the Celtics, even though I'm kind of feeling like the Pacers could really pull this off. Moving along to the Pelicans at the Kings, I think this has real potential to be the best matchup of the quarterfinals. CJ McCollum just made his way back onto the court this week, so I imagine he'll be a full go in minutes by next week. The Kings are currently without Keegan Murray, but I'm not sure for how long. I don't think it's very serious. And straight up, the Pelicans at full health are a nasty team to deal with. I'm going to stick with the Kings at home here, but the Pelicans can create some serious matchup problems, and I do think this goes back and forth. That brings us to the semifinals. From here on out, the games are played in Las Vegas. My predictions have the Suns versus the Kings. In the East, it's the Bucks and the Celtics. This would be one hell of a time to be in Vegas. I do not think Phoenix is going to have Bradley Beal back for any of these tournament games. Nurkic versus Sabonis, Booker versus Fox. Both these teams are playing much better than they were at the start of the season. Give me the Phoenix Suns to go to the championship of the in-season tournament. And then for the Bucks versus Celtics, we've got the matchup that we've been waiting on. I think that even though Milwaukee has been playing so much better, right now with or without Porzingis, even though that's a big factor, I think Boston gets the job done. And then they find themselves in the championship. December 9th, we've got Phoenix versus Boston. This game's going to be one to remember. Both teams will really have gone through some great adversity to get here. But the team that I've got to win it all is the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum is tournament MVP. There you have it, guys. There's my predictions for what's going to happen in the in-season tournament. Here are some suggestions on how to improve it. I think the in-season tournament needs to start later in the season as well. I would say maybe about 10 games, 12 games before the All-Star break. You know, teams need to get at least, I think, 15, 20 games in the regular season before this. And then we can add regular season record into the tiebreaker, and it will mean more. Or even starting it around Christmas or New Year's time. Also, I don't like how long group play takes. While I appreciate the in-season tournament, I think if we condense it from over a month long of group play to about 2 to 3 weeks, I think that's the sweet spot. They know they need to tweak some of these things. I think if they do tweak it, it can be a great thing from here on out. I mean, these regular season games are going to be played anyways. It brings more competition, and it's better for the viewer to watch too. What's not good for the fans to watch is the way a lot of those courts are, though. We can't bring that back. Or if we do, just maybe not as bright. But all in all, it's taken some regular ass Tuesday nights and really put something on it. Anyways, that's just how I feel about it. How do you feel about the tournament? And do my points about making it better make sense to you? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to do it for me, guys. You'll catch me on the next one. That's going to do it for this video. There's plenty more NBA stuff coming out here soon. Let me know in the comments section below what you think about these topics. And make sure that you're subscribed for more of America's Sports.